You will start with edit preference because it is bit complex and many people are not aware of it. So it's important to discuss this topic first. I am Juton Burman. Dear students, on the first day I discussed everything in the 3D Blender interface, but today I am with not go into too much theory. You jump straight into our work. You mentioned that I will teach you more than 200 skills, but you will be able to learn one of them in one day. So I have selected the easiest and the very first skill to start with. And to get you familiar with it, you will begin with 3D modeling. Edit preference. Themes. This section allows you to customize the colors and appearance of Blender's interface. You can change the color of the background text, bars, buttons, and other elements to make it more comfortable for your eyes or match your personal preference. Viewport. The viewport section controls how objects are displayed in the 3D view. You can adjust setting like display quality, shading, overlay, and clipping distances, which helps you work efficiently with complex scenes. Lights. This section manages default lighting in the viewport. You can adjust the intensity, color, and type of lights to see how your models look under different lighting conditions without adding real lights to the scene. Editing. The editing tab contains general setting for modeling and object manipulation. Here you can adjust options like an undo step object interaction, automatic transformation, and sculpting, all of which make your modeling workflow smooth. Animation. The animation section controls settings related to keyframes, playback, and timeline behavior. You can change frame rates, default interpolation, and animation playback options to make animation edit more precise. Add-ons. You Add-ons are extra scripts or plugins that extend Blender's functionality. In this tab, you can enable, disable, or install add-ons. Install add-ons. So, add-ons serve as special modeling tools, rendering engines, or workflow enhancements. This tab you can enable, disable, or install add-ons such as special modeling tools, rendering engine, or workflow enhancement. Info. This section manages where and how your render files are saved. You can set file format, resolution, output, folders, and meaning conventions for image, videos, or simulation. Navigation. Navigation setting control how you move and interact with the 3D viewport, you can adjust options like orbit style, zoom behavior, fan, rotate, and mouse controls for smooth navigation. Keyframe. Keymap. The Keymap section allows you to customize keyboard and mouse shortcuts. You can assign or change shortcuts or almost every section in Blender to match your personal workflow or to mimic shortcuts from other software. System. This step controls hardware and performance setting. You can adjust memory, undo limits, GPU, CPU rendering, and other performance limited option to make render run fast on your computer. This computer graphics card. Save and load. This section determines how Blender handles saving and opening files. You can set options for auto save, frequency, file recovery, and default behavior when opening of saving files. File paths. File paths setting allows you to define default location for external files. You can set paths for textures, prompts, render, outputs, simulation, and other linked resource which helps keep your project organized. Look, I just showed it briefly and it took a lot of time. So I want to set up the setting the same way I have showed. This way it will look much better. It took a lot of time to adjust things. Otherwise, especially with the graphics card in the system. So keep it exactly the way I have set it up. System graphics card. Okay. Save preference. I have mentioned about modifiers earlier, but if you discuss in modifier in default, it would took a lot of time. So to keep it simple, you will briefly explain what each modifier does which you make it much easy to understand. Today you will be working on modeling, so it's important for you to know a little about the functions of modifiers. You will show you what each modifier does while working, but before that, let's go over a bit of the default explanation. The other day I told you that Blender has more than 200 skill. So today you will talk about the skill that are related only to modeling. I youth I will guide you through those skills in today's class. In modeling, there are 200 skills, and you need to learn all of them. Today, you will talk about 30 of those modeling skills. Low poly modeling, high poly modeling, subdivision modeling, box modeling, extrusion modeling, inset modeling, edge loop modeling, phase loop modeling, hard surface modeling, organic modeling, curve based modeling, Boolean modeling, again clean up, topology, flow management, retopology, polymodeling, sculpting, dynamic topology sculpting, multi-resolution sculpting, spring length rep modeling, modifiers based modeling, mirror modeling, array modeling, precision modeling, cat style, bevel modeling, surface modeling, vertex modeling, as control modeling, blocking out space, detailing and refinement modeling. What is low poly modeling? Low poly modeling is a type of 3D modeling where a model is created using a small number of polygons, phase, vertices, edges. These models look simple or slightly blocky, but they are very lightweight, fast to render, and optimized for games, mobile device, and quick animation. When is the model called lawfully? A model is considered lawfully when it has lawfully polygon count. The details are minimum. Mostly sharp edges of simple shapes are used. It puts less pressure on the GPU. It is optimized for real-time rendering, especially is in game. Example, if a tree is models with 200 to 300 polygons instead of 15,000 polygons, that is considered lawfully. Lawfully tree, lawfully house, lawfully character, lawfully car, lawfully rock, lawfully mounted, lawfully boat, lawfully orphan, lawfully trees for games, lawfully environment. One cube take you can use add of shift a. So delete. Edit mode. Edit mode. Loop cut. Loop. Move tool. Select mode. Modifiers. Array modifiers. Generate array. Modifiers. Vector x 0 1 sorry z z on x 0 0 1 z হ্যাঁ এবার yes okay array modifier apply join this is chair cube actually you noticed before I have applied the modifier and made a chair like that. Now the care I've worked on mainly XYZ, you can, if you want, give it a second time, or you don't, it's up to you. But I have given it, you don't give, that's already file. Join, right click, join. You can make it large, like I will shift D, use duplicate and double. If you want, you can make 1 2 3 4 5 coffee. Select Shift D, right click, select Shift D, right click. Okay. Okay, fine. This chair. Select Shift, Shift left click, select A is hide, Alta A is icon. আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। Now I have show you how to hide and how to select everything that. I tell you again how to make a chair. First take a cube. To take a cube, you need to hold shift and choose the cube, or you can use the add icon. Add cube, right click, delete. Okay. Now with the cube scale it along the XYZ, make it thin or fat as XYZ. It works for scale. Fire you can rotate any object or XYZ though, so that you can turn and pose your chair and table. That's the basic chair making. Next you can use array modifier. To go to modifier, array modifier, use it and apply, and that's how you can make a chair and cookie. Now you will make a table just like you made the chair. Same way you will make the table. So remember the steps for making a table just for practice. We don't change any options. So let's start making the table. Table, table box. This is table. তাহলে so now you will start making the table. Hide is keyboard is one cube, add plan cube, edit mode, keyboard tab, edit mode, loop tool, loop cut, same loop cut, loop cut, loop cut, same this extrude in by visual, select mode, shift, the mode, okay, the table, the knife, enter, keyboard enter, okay, select box, same, one step, two step, three step, so okay, shift, shift, yes, this is table, same, okay, so this is a table, easy table, very easy table. I am explaining the simple way. First take a cube just like you made the chair. You can use the cutting technique I showed before. Just follow that and you will learn how to make a table. I have made to practice model for you. You should practice two models. Follow the steps. I have broken it down in parts and I will show you more models to practice now. Or I will give you some tips for practice. If you follow these, it will be easy for you. S, big, big, small. S, SX, S, Y, S, Z. Edit mode, edit, knife, enter, keyboard enter. Sorry. Wait, just don't pick up the way you should. So you will use Ctrl Z to go back to the previous position. Ctrl Z, you are reversing that action. For example, if you made something mistake, you can use Ctrl Z to undo it or go back to the previous step. Okay, same, enter, keyboard enter. Okay, keyboard enter, keyboard enter. This is problem. Ctrl Z. Enter the move tool. Select mode. Shift. Same. Extrude. Okay. Okay. Yes. Same. Ctrl+Z. Ctrl+Z. Okay. I am just sharing you the practice. Just do it like that. I have kept this text on paper on purposes, but you don't need to write it at this early stage. It's not coming for you. You will practice like that. I have hidden the chairs and tables I made before. Now I am hide opening them. To hide open, press the key on the keyboard. So your previous products or models with a pair in front of you. Since it is our second class today, I used very simple tools so that you don't have problem understanding something. Next time you will learn all the Blender skills very completely from the 200 skills. Just for practice, I showed you that. There are lots of tricks, but you can't do all at once. So bear with patience. I have started product modeling already, so from now all rounder. The next classes will be product modeling. It will grow up on product, so make your subscribe. So make sure you subscribe to my tutorial now. 2000 skill are waiting for you.